obviously at this point you had the patents and the technology, a proven concept, you had the manufacturing partners, and you realized that you had the right market fit now with gravel.
Yeah.
And then you decided to become a bike company. So
Yeah.
that had to have been, that's a big shift, right? You go from
Yeah.
being a component that goes on somebody else's bike to now making the bike and having to source components from other brands. Like what, I mean, tell me about that process, because
Yeah.
what did the team think?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was. I remember at the time, like the board was a little bit like, yeah, you have to like answer to the board every now and then. Yeah, a little bit like split on it a little bit. So we had to like convince them hard. I mean, that would make sense to like when pivot away from what we were doing, even though it was like we're doing like relatively,
working, right?
kind of working, but just like as we like looked into the crystal ball, sort of like we couldn't see like an avenue to like continue much further. We like it was a dead end, so to speak. Because like we figured, hey, I mean, we're not gonna get the big brands on board, so it's just gonna be what it is, and it's unfortunately just not enough to properly run a company on, sort of. Plus, okay, that's like the business side of it, but I mean, of course, like if you like rewind, like when I went into the prosthetic company, it was because I was so much into bikes and I wanted to make bikes. I had started setting up like a manufacturing like facility sort of in my parents' basement. I had seen before like how Koenigseggs were made, so I went to their factory, like the supercars.
Yeah.
So I'd seen how it like you cut the like carbon like cloth and make like strong body panels out of it, and I was like just fascinated. So like I always wanted to make the entire bike, not just like a component for it, even though it started that way. So I mean that was super exciting, but at the same time it was nerve-wracking because, as you said, I mean we were like going all
It was
in.
stable, right? You were stable.
Yeah,
Then,
yeah,
so
yeah.
this
We
is
had
a
reached
big
some
gamble because the
stability.
investment. It's probably a huge investment.
Yeah, we knew. I mean, we had to get further, and like this was the only way.
What was the step? Like, did you have to go raise extra money, or like how did you go from
It's been like
that decision to actually having a frame?
Yeah, I mean, so like throughout like all of this process, like throughout this decade, you keep raising money. You keep raising money. It's just like you need to. It's expensive to grow. It's expensive to start. Like I mean, it's a reason that I think most startup companies are like software companies. Usually, it's because like there's less investment involved. It's like there's not as much like momentum you have to build up with like actual stuff. But to like start a company like ours, you need a lot of like funding eventually, and for that you need to have like always need to maintain like an exciting vision. Obviously, need to be like going somewhere, and this then became like a new exciting destination for the team. It was like we were super excited about it, and then also like when we like felt how excited we were, we immediately realized we could like make investors like excited about it as well, because it just was exciting, and we had like all the like tools sort of to do the job, or so we thought.
Yeah. So you thought, I mean, you had a little bit of a track record, right? Like in that you were able to prove in multiple, with different iterations of the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey, we can take this concept and we can get it made, right? Okay, now we can do a fat bike fork. Now we can do a gravel fork.
Yeah.
But at the same time, each one of those was like, hey, we did it, and then it's like sales are okay. Hey, we did it, sales are okay. So like as an investor, I would think like maybe some of them are like, well, yeah, but are you going to make a bike and then it's okay?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, how did you convince them that like, no, this is what's going to go big, guys?
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, eventually we did somehow.
It's all a blur.
But I guess like as you said, I mean, it's like I think a big part of like where we are like today. I mean, we're a bigger company now than what we were at this time. It's all about this, just like keeping at it, and I think like to some investors they're gonna be thinking like they keep like half succeeding, while others would say like, hey, they keep grinding, they keep walking, they keep carrying on.
You just got to find the right investors, the ones that believe in the vision and are excited about what you're doing. Have you lost any along the way? Have some of them been like, I'm out? Or
I mean, it's been more than a decade since we started. So we keep getting like new investors on and all, and like and as the company grows, of course, like the type of investor changes as well. To begin with, it's like friends and family, basically, like with the first thousands of dollars, basically,
right,
just to get the thing going, but then gradually ramp up to like more like sophisticated money, sort of. You can never have sort of like enough to fully realize your dreams as fast as you want, sort of.
which is sometimes good because like if you had all the money you wanted and you had this crazy idea
Yes.
for a mountain bike fork with leaf springs, right? Maybe you'd gone too far.
It's funny you
And
say
having
that.
those limited
It's funny you
resources
say that.
forces
I'm
you to
like,
grow.
I would have like, so I've realized this recently, sort of. Okay, yeah, I'm thankful we didn't that investor on board at that time, because then we just would have like gone too far into this direction, while like not having more funds sort of like forced us to think up like new avenues, sort of.
Yeah, blessing in disguise.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And now Lauf is growing like crazy.
Yeah.
But it was quite a journey to get from, hey, we've got a bike, to where you are today. And we're going to talk about that in the next episode.